Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. In this video, we are going to do complete end-to-end Azure data engineering project. So before starting to the project, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do subscribe it. The project-based learning approach we are following. So what actually we are going to do in this project is like we have a data that is in a JSON format. So this is the data which we have, and finally we are going to do a Azure data factory pipeline. We will convert into a CSV format, and in a databricks we will do a data cleaning, and finally we will use a tableau, and finally our output will look like this. Okay, so this is the visualization which we are going to do in this particular project. Okay, so let us start with our project. Now let us try to understand the business use case and what actually we are going to do. Okay, so we have one of the business requirement. We have a data that is coming into our Azure Blob storage. Okay, and the data which is coming into Azure Blob storage in a JSON format. So what actually we are going to do, we are going to create one of the data factory pipeline. Okay, which will take a input from Azure Blob storage and which will save into Azure Blob storage into a CSV format. Means we are going to convert all the JSON format data into a CSV format through our Azure data factory pipeline. Okay, once you will save your data into the target location, what actually we will do, we will try to mount our databricks to a blob storage. Okay, in a databricks we are going to perform some kind of the data cleaning, because the data which is coming into a blob storage, that is not in a proper format, and there may be some kind of the null value or irrelevant columns are also there, that actually we will try to remove, and based on the business metrics perspective only that column we will select. Okay, and once we will do all the data cleaning and all in a databricks, what actually we will do, in a tableau we will see how actually we can derive some kind of the business metrics. That is how actually in a real world also we do. So that actually we are going to follow here also. Okay, the tools and the technology which we are going to cover is like we are going to do Azure data factory, databricks we are going to see, we are going to see the pyspark and spark sql how actually you can use, and finally in a tableau the visualization how actually we can create. So these are the things which we are going to learn in this particular project. Okay, so let us start with the project today. Let me open my data Azure. Okay, once you will open your Microsoft Azure account, this will look like this. Okay, this will be the first page where actually you will end up. Okay, now I have already created the blob storage account, so let me search for the storage account. If you will search for the storage account, just click on the storage account. This is the blob storage which I have created. I'll go there. So blob storage, this is the blob storage which I have already created. I will go to the container, and here actually I'm going to create a new container. I'll click on the plus container button, and the container name I am going to give as a raw. In the raw container we will be having our JSON file. Okay, I'll go there and I am going to upload a JSON file. Let me search for the JSON file which I have. So this is a file which I have. I'm going to upload that. Okay, you can see it is still uploading. Once the upload is completed, we will be able to see our data. In a notification window, if you will see, it is still uploading, so we have to wait. Okay, till then what actually I will do, I am going to create a one new container, one new container for the target location. So I will give name as a target only. Okay, and I am going to create a container. So this is the target container which is now empty. We will create our data factory pipeline, and data factory pipeline will convert our CSV data into a data factory pipeline will convert our JSON file into a CSV format and store into a target location. If I'll go to the raw, you can see this is the JSON file which I have uploaded. I will click here and let me show you. Click on the edit, and the file size is very high, that's why we are not able to open. But let me open here and let me try to show you how actually our JSON file look like. So this is the JSON file which we have id, order id, and this many columns are available. Okay, as of now this is in a JSON format, but we will convert into this all the key value into a column and the row format. Okay. Okay, we have id, order day, ship date, ship mode, and different columns are there. Okay, now let us start with our project. uh, okay, let me close this. I have also created a data factory. Let me go to the data factory. This is the data factory which I have already created. Let me open my data factory studio. Once you will open a data factory studio, there actually we are going to create our data pipeline which will convert our JSON data into a CSV format. Okay, once you will open data factory studio, this will look like this. Go to the author, click on the a new pipeline. Let me delete this one which is the existing one. Okay, let me delete the other data set which I have also, because we are going to do from my scratch. Okay, let me delete and let me publish. 1 minute. Once we will do now, what actually we are going to do, we are going to create a pipeline. Just click on the this new pipeline and click on the move and transfer. Copy data, we are doing a copy data. Okay, go to the source. Now we are going to create a data set. What is data set? Data set is nothing but you are trying to create a connection with your source. Okay, so click on the new. Our data is available into a blob storage, so we will select the Azure blob storage. Click on the continue. Our source data is available in a JSON format, so we will select that. Click on the continue. Now we are going to create a link service to get the connection. Okay, let me give the blob as a blob JSON. Okay, after that we have to select the subscription, select your storage account, and check the connection, because once the connection is established, then only we will be able to do. Okay, so let us try connection successful. Just click on the create. Now select your file path where actually your data is available. My data is available into a raw. Select that. I will select that file also. So that is how our source will get ready. Click on the OK. Now our source is ready. Now let me go to the sink. Let me create a again data set. I'll go to the Azure blob storage. Continue. I want to save into a CSV format. Okay, click on the, I'll select the delimited text. Continue. Let me create a new link service for this. Azure blob output. Select your subscription. Select your storage account. Click on the create. I want to store into a target location. Click here. Click OK. And first row is header. Okay. So my target is also ready. What actually I will do, I will just click on the publish and click on the publish. You can see the once the publish will complete, we will try to run this our pipeline and we will try to see whether the data is getting stored into a CSV format or not. Okay, you can see it is now. Let us try to run. Click on the add trigger. Click on the trigger now. Click on the OK. Now our pipeline is running. Just go to the monitor. In a monitor window, you can see our pipeline is in progress state. Once the pipeline will complete, it will try to store the data into a target location into a CSV format. Okay, that CSV format we will try to connect with our databricks and we will do some kind of the data cleaning. You can see our data pipeline is failed. Let us go there and let us see what is the error we are getting. Go to the error code. It is showing like column discount contain an invalid value. 0.45 cannot convert 0.45 to integer. So there is some kind of the schema thing which is coming. So let us try to debug that. So now let us try to debug. Let me go to the my pipeline, click on the copy data, go to the mapping. Okay, in a mapping, if you can see, we have this kind of the schema which is defined. Okay, this actually we can change it. Okay, so what actually I have done, I have selected the schema, and like the in previously it was integer to integer, previously the schema was not selected, so I have manually done that. Okay, now let us try to run whether it's working fine or not. If we are getting error again, then we will try to change the schema again and we will try to resolve it. Okay, uh, yeah, publish is completed. Click on the trigger now, click on the OK. You can see our pipeline is still running. If we will get again error, we will try to debug it, because debugging is very much important in real world also, and most of the time we spend in debugging things and all. Okay, now it got failed. Let us try to see error. It is saying like sales contain the invalid value 261.96. Okay, so let me go to the my pipeline again. Let me go to the copy data, go to the mapping, go to the sales is in number format, so let us try to convert into a decimal format. Okay, profit also let us try to convert into a decimal format. Okay, uh, we are converted into a decimal format, and rest of the things are fine, I think. Now again let me click on the publish and let me try to run the pipeline. You can see the publish is in progress. Once the publish will complete, we will try to run, and again we will try to debug it. Okay, click on the trigger now, click on the OK. Now pipeline is running. Again we can get error. We will try to resolve it once we will get error. Okay, you can see the pipeline is in progress, so we have to wait it to be completed or to be failed. You can see our pipeline is running successfully now. Okay, let me go to the my data storage account. So let me search for the storage account. Let me go to the blob storage. Let me go to the container. Let me go to the target. You can see we have the file is available into a .txt format. Okay, and let me go to the edit. The file size is small, but that's why we are not able to see, but we have a data that is available. Okay, now we will try to convert this into a, we'll try to connect this with our database, and we'll try to do a uh, data cleaning. Okay, okay, so let me open my databricks account. Okay, so I have opened my databricks account. Once you will open the databricks account, this will look like this. Click on the left side and go to the compute. First we are going to create a cluster. Okay, because we are using a community edition. Click on the create cluster, give your project or any name you can give as your cluster. Okay, and this will be available for the 2 hours, and click on the create cluster. After that your cluster will get ready in some time. Meanwhile, what actually we will do, we will click on this create and we will create a notebook. Go to the notebook. We are doing a project, so let us give proper name. I am giving Azure Data Engineering project, and the language which I am selecting as a Python. Okay, we have option like the Scala, SQL and R also, but I am selecting as a Python, and the cluster name I am giving, and I will click on the create. Once you will click on the create, you will end up to this particular screen, and this is similar looking. It look like the similar to the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so this is the databricks notebook which we have, and here only we are going to perform our activity like the data cleaning and all. Okay, you can see our cluster is now ready, the project 1 2. Okay, now what actually we are going to do, first we are going to see how actually you can mount your blob storage. Okay, mounting blob storage. Okay, so this is the code which we have. Okay, we are using a dbutil.fh.mount, and after that the source we have to pass. Okay, what actually we have to do changes here is like, let me go to the my blob storage account, click on the blob storage. This is the blob storage name which I have, right? I'll copy this, and here actually you have to pass here the blob storage, and after that this will be the similarly what we have. Okay, and the mounting point, mount, and what is where actually you wanted to mount. I wanted to mount as a target location, so I will give the target directory. Okay, and here also you have to pass the same your blob storage. Okay, and after that here you have to give your access key id. Okay, so go to the blob storage. Okay, go to the access key, copy any one of the access key. Okay, copy that, go here and just replace this with your access key. Okay, and let us try to check whether it's working fine or not. Let me execute. It is still running, so we have to wait it to be completed. You can see it is returning true, means it is successfully mounted. Let us try to see whether it is available or not. You can see this is a particular location on which the superstore.json file is available. Okay, so in a source, if you will see here, before the blob storage we have to give over the container name. My container name is target, so I will give that, and let me try to execute once again. Okay, now let us try to give the mounting location as a target one. Okay, so what actually we have to do, in a source you have to pass a target. This is your directory name, and this is your blob storage name. Okay, the mounting point you have to give by your own, and after that here you have to pass your storage account, and here you have to pass your access key. Now let us try to see. We should get that superstore.txt. Okay, we are getting superstore.txt. Okay, now let us try to convert this into a data frame format. Okay, now let us try to see how actually you can create a data frame. Okay, so now we will convert this into a data frame. So we have already connected to our target location into Azure Blob, right? Now let us try to see how actually you can create a data frame. So you have to write df. Okay, spark dot read dot format. Okay, what is your format? Your format is in CSV format. So I will select that, and then dot load, and you have to pass this file path location. Okay, so let me pass this. Okay, and after that, if you will see, and after that we will select display df. Let us see whether it's working fine or not. You can see it got converted into a proper data format, data frame format. Okay, but there is one issue, like this is not considering schema as of now. Like the column, the first row is header, that is not considering. So for that, what actually we have to do, after it dot spark dot read dot format dot csv, you have to pass option. Okay, under this option you can give header as a true. Okay, and similarly for the schema also, we have to pass infer schema as a true. Okay, now let us try to load. It should be header, it should be infer schema. Now let us try to run. Now it should contain the first row is header. Okay, now this is proper data frame which we are getting. Okay, we have id, order date, ship mode and all. These are the thing which we have, the product name, subcategory, everything which we have, state, postal code and all. Okay, now what actually we are going to do, now let us see the all the columns. I will do df dot columns. Now you can see these are the column which we have, these are the different column which we have. id. Okay, in a user id, if you will see, user id we are getting null, state id also most of the values are null, in order as also most of the values are null. Okay, so what actually we are going to do, we are going to remove these all the columns. Okay, so that in visualization if we will do, we don't need these all the columns. Okay, we only will take only the specific column which is required for our analysis and for the matrix building. Okay, so we will select only those column which is important for us, because in a user id if you will see most of the value are null only, in a state id also most of the values are null. Okay, so that is not important, that is a irrelevant columns for us, so we will remove that. Okay, so let us see how actually we can remove those column. So removing column or dropping column we can say. Okay, so we have this data from df. Okay, so what actually I will do, df dot drop, and what are the column which we have which we want to drop, the last three column, right? The last three column which is having the null value, which is like user id, state id and the order s. So let us pass that user id, state id and the order s. Okay, now let me execute. The column should be string or a column. So let us try to do one by one. df dot drop user id, and then I will do, now let us see whether it's working fine or not. Display df, the user id shouldn't be present here. You can see the user id is not present, so let me pass the other also. I'll pass the state id also here. Okay, let me pass the state id and the order as also, state id and the order as. order s. Okay, now if I will do display df, you won't be able to see those column. Okay, now those column got removed. Okay, now if you want to convert this into this data frame into a view or SQL format, Spark SQL format, how actually you can convert, I will show you. The you have to write df.create or replace. We are going to create one of the temp view. Okay, so I am just showing like how actually you can create a temp view, and table name you can give any name. Okay, if you will do that, the table got created, and if you will do select star from that table, you will able to write all your SQL query. Okay, for SQL query you have to do percent %SQL. Now if you will do select star from table, you can, you will be able to do all your query here. Okay, and you can develop some kind of the matrices here. Okay, now what actually I will do, so we have the proper data format, so I will try to download this. Okay, so I will try to run full view and I will try to download it. You can see we have one of the option. This option you can select and you can download. So export 14.csv. Let me see. So this is the file which I have downloaded. This one. I will just copy it. Okay. And this actually we are going to use in our Tableau. Now let us start with our Tableau. So I have already downloaded the Tableau public. Okay, that is free version. You can also download that, and I have opened that. Once you will open, this will look like this. Okay, what actually we are going to do? We are going to select our file which we have downloaded. So I will go to download file, download location. We have downloaded that. So let me go to that location. I will select those file. Okay, that was not in a Excel format, so that was in a CSV format. So I will select that. Once you will select that, you can see your the data which you have downloaded, which you have selected, and this is where actually we are going to create our dashboard. Okay, so what actually you have to do, after you can see your all the data, right? ID, order ID and all here. Now I'll go to the sheet. Okay, go to the sheet, and here only we are going to create our visualization. Okay, so first thing what actually we are going to see, we are going to see what is the profit, what is the discount, and what is the sales we have. So I will just draw a measure value here, and also the measure name. Okay, I will select this. Okay, so what it actually it is saying, count of all the things like the discount, profit, sales, and the quantity which we have. So what actually I will do, I'll go to the format, the cell size I will actually make it taller, and this I will make it as a fit width. Okay, uh, this actually we have a count of the total count actually it is showing, that is actually not required. We have a discount, the sum of the total discount which we have, the profit which we have, quantity which we have, and the sum of the sales we have. So this is the information we have. Even if you want to, we can call it as a KPI. Okay, or you can call it as a, we can give a sheet name as a overview. Okay, okay, so this is giving like the total discount, total profit, total quantity, and total sales till now. Okay, now what actually we will do, let us try to do some kind of the formatting so that it will look better. Go to the format, Okay, in a format, let us try to give, and let us try to give as a not this but all. Okay, so this is showing like the we have discount, profit, quantity, and the sales. Okay, now this is fine. Now let us try to create another. In this sheet, what actually we are trying to do, we will find out top 10 sales by state. Okay, so I will drag it the sales, and we have a state also. So let me go to the, we have a region, we have a, where is that state, the product ID is there, we have state here. Okay, I will drag it, and the sum of the sales, let me make it, let me sort it. Okay, the statewide sales you can see, and just drag the sales into a label also so that you can see the number. And what actually I am going to see, I will try to filter based on the top 10 only. Okay, the state wise we have, I'll go there, I'll click on the state, click on the filter, go to the top, y field, sum of the sales, top 10, only the top 10 sales you can see, top 10 state on which the maximum sales is happening. Okay, and the based on the state you can do some kind of uh, the coloring also. So this is the one matrix which we have created, the top 10 sales by state. And similarly you can have a top 10 profit. Okay, profit. So instead of the sales you can pass it the profit. Let me go to the state, edit filter, top 10, sum of the profit. The profit I will select, click on the OK. You can see these are the state on which the maximum profit is happening, and I will just drag profit also into a label column so that you will get the number also. Okay, so this is the two matrix which we had derived. Now let us see, let us try to see the sales and the profit, how actually it is going year by year. Okay, the sum of so we have a country or region something, right? Let me drop, we have a country, I think region somewhere we have. Let us drag that region, the central, east, south, and west we have. Okay, and so what actually we are going to do now is like based on the profit, how actually it is going year by year. So we have somewhere the date, order date we have. Let me drag this, and let us try to see the profit year by year. Okay, now year and month we can select. uh, this one we can remove, the year and month wise we can see. And let me try to convert this into a area chart. Okay, so you can see the month wise and the year wise how actually it is going, you can see here. Even if you want to do some kind of the filtering you can do, and you can select. Okay, the border we can give as a black so that it will be more visible. Okay, so this is for based on the profit wise how actually it is going year by year and the month by month. Okay, similarly let me duplicate this based on the sales. If you want to see the sales wise also we can see that instead of the profit I will pass the sales here. Okay, and the sales wise also we have. how actually it is going. Okay, now if you want to make it more, you can make it. Now let me try to click on the dashboard now, and let me try to give a proper width here. Okay, after that we can just drag it. Okay, let me first drag it the text here so that I can write text here proper. um, Sales dashboard, and this you can make it center, make it dull somewhere, or make it colorful. Okay, okay, so this is the heading we have. Now I will click on the floating, and let me try to create a Dropbox here. Click on the vertical. There will be one box for our overview. Okay, and there will be one for the other matrix which we have created. So let me drag this also. Okay, and let me drag this based on the sales and all which we have. Okay, and now let us try to drag it. We have an overview. Click on the tile, go to the overview, just drag that. We don't want to see the C. So we have a discount, profit, quantity and sales we are getting. Now top 10 sales one I will try to drag it here, and you can see before that just the state you can make it in the floating, and let's try to make it here somewhere. Okay, or let me go to the single row, or we will try to manage this. Okay, the top 10 profit by state also we have. Okay, now let me drag the profit one and the sales one, how actually the profit and sales is going year by year and the month wise. Okay, let me do some kind of the bordering here. Okay, for this also. Okay, so I am just showing you how actually you can create a dashboard, but you can do a more formatting and you can play with this. Okay, but that is how actually we can create our dashboard, and how actually we can do analysis. Okay, just go to the your sheet, and Write labels from the column, and you can hide this also. And in an overview also, you can do more formatting if you want to remove this pane and all also. Just remove that. Okay, now let me go to the dashboard. You can see we have a discount, profit, and the sales and all. Let me click on the floating. Let me make it here. Okay, let me make it here. Similarly, you can create more whatever you want. Okay, and you can coloring and all also you can do, or formatting you can do it. Okay, okay, so that is how actually our dashboard is now created, and you can develop a more matrix here. And if you will see, this is the particular dashboard which we have. Okay, let me try to change this also in a proper format. Okay, and this also in a proper format. Okay, let me convert this into a bold. Now you can see we have a dashboard which is ready. Even you can do more things, like let me go to the top 10 cells in a filter wise. Okay, here actually we can provide a filter. In an overview, what actually the filter I want to give, I want to filter based on the category wise. Let us try to make a filter, and based on the region wise we can do US all. And what else you want to make a filter, that also you can select it. So let me try to show you, and I will apply it to all using this data set. Apply worksheet to all using this data source. Okay, now what actually I will do, I will try to make a go to the filter and select the region. Okay, click on the floating. This is the region which you have, region filter. Select multiple values drop down, and similarly the filter you can make it based on the category also. Just make it floating and make it the drop down. Now you have two filter. Based on these two filter you can and do a filtering and all. Okay, let me drag this, and can make the filter here available. Okay, we have a region filter and we have a category filter also. So if I will select any kind of the region, this should get changed. Okay, if I'll click on the central region, so central region wise you can see all the things. The central plus east also you can see. Okay, so that is how actually you can do a filtering even for the category also. If you want to see only for the office supply, you can see that how actually it is going. For the furniture also you can see that. So that is how actually you can do a filtering and all. Okay, now our dashboard is ready. So in a dashboard, what actually we are doing, the total number discount, total number profit, the total quantity and the total sales. We have a filter for the region and the category wise, and the metrics which we are showing, like top 10 sales by the state and top 10 profit by state, and the profit trend and the sales trend, how actually it is going. Yeah, so like that actually we can do and we can work on.